Every time, every period of time, every situation, there are always people like this, beings like this, very highly evolved, very noble souls who came down to the physical dimension like us, like ours, in order to lead us back into the nobility of the heavenly kingdom, to drag us out of this density of matters which is created by ourselves for some purposes. But sometimes we created it and it became too much for us. Its function further and stronger, more powerful than we expected, and we're out of control. And these beings like masters, messengers, messiah must come down and help us out of the maya that we have created, of the webs that we have entangled within. Most of beings who come down here try to come back to the kingdom of God. And that's the purpose of all souls. That's why they came here. They came here in the no God kind of dimension in order to recognize God, so that they can compare, what is a God state and what is no God state or less God state. But when they come here, it's too much. The soul is not used to it, all this density, all this suffering, all this heavy and dragging matter around them. So the soul is a little bit lost, say, wow, what I do now, what I do now. So the soul when comes here, every soul, every individual spark of the divine come here for the only purpose to go back to the kingdom of God. The only purpose to come here is to recognize the other part. The only reason we came to the negative region is to recognize the positive abode that we have left. We have to leave it in order to recognize it. That's the problem. Sometimes we don't recognize our family happiness, and then we wander around outside the house like teenagers. They left home and they come outside, and then they're subjected to drug dealers and to all kind of prostitution and homeless and cold and hunger and bad treatment from the people outside. Then they recognize their home is better. Home sweet home is always better. You remember Alice in Wonderland? Yeah, she wandered around, She wished to be away from home, just disappear from home, which she's bored and she didn't like it. But after a while, she wants to come home. So all she had to say is just home, sweet home. Sweet is my home. Then she's back there again. That's the moment of realization. It's a children's story, but it is the journey of the soul. It's very similar to the journey of the soul. So, even though we come here, we will have some assignment, like someone do this, someone do that, and then we have to do some work. But these are nothing. These are not the real purpose of us to come here. But since we come here, everybody must do something. And that's a play. That's a game. So whether you help people or you help yourself or you married or you're not married, it's your own chosen path to go. It's not that you're married and you're not better than the other married people, or the bachelor are better than the married people. It's not that so. Just the way you have chosen to walk in order to recognize yourself again. So like people say that you have to keep the commandments, the precepts, in order to go to heaven or to go to Buddhahood. I say it's not true. Not even the vegetarian diet will keep you, will send you to heaven. It's not a must. It's not an obligation. It is a signal that when you keep all these commandments, when you live according to these commandments, you have found the way home. You are on the right path. You already evolved, developed enough to come back to the kingdom of God and reclaim your own glory again. Just a sign. Just a sign. That's just like if you graduate in college, you have some diploma. The diploma is not for you. It's not an obligation for you to have, but you should have it. Since you are graduating, you just do it easily. You pass the exam easily, and you got the diploma easily. Nobody forced you to have it. And even if you don't have it, it's okay. Just that means you're not graduated. So anyone within their heart, if they found themselves very indifferent to the worldly success or failure, to the fame and name of the world, to the passion and love of human relationship, to everything that is important to human survival, if anyone is ignorant, indifferent to all this, then they must know that they have evolved very, very far. You understand? So the commandments or the precepts are not from me, forced upon you. So don't complain to me, it's too much or anything like that. It is even for you, you should realize again that the 5 precepts or the 10 commandments, even in that matter, are not an obligation from God to tell you that you must keep it or you go to hell. It's not that. You choose what you want to be. You do what you want to do. You do what you passionately want to do. Because that's the only thing you must do while you are here. But remember, the real purpose, the main point in this game is to recognize who you are again, who you really are, not who you are at this moment, but to recognize the real purity, glory of the soul, of your true self before you descend into this world. And must know that the only purpose for you to come here is to recognize the other side. Because without this negative and suffering and dark world, you cannot recognize the light that you are. Nothing to compare. And so that's why. It sounds ridiculous to me too. But that's the way it is. And that's the trouble with us. So do what you do. Do whatever you like to do to make your life more enchanting, more endurable, more bearable while you are here. Because since you are here, you might just well be here. And do what you do, what you like to do. Because if you have just been given just a short period like this, 100 years, or 80 years, or 60 years, and you couldn't even enjoy anything you want to do, then what is the, what? What's the heaven, Okay. So, do what you want to do. Just, you must have a choice, whether you want to be this kind of person or be that kind of person. And enjoy yourself. Enjoy whatever you think is the most noble, your heart most desire. Because if you still desire it, then just let it be. If you don't desire it, that means, okay, that don't interest you. And if you come here and you already know the truth and the way of awakening and the purpose of this life, and you don't share it with other people, you also feel bad. And that also nagging in your soul, and also a kind of nuisance. You know what I mean? Oh, you get sick, you feel sick, you feel bored, and you feel itchy. Yeah? And then you scratch here and also don't look good either. And then finally you say, okay, let's just, get out and do it. Because all the soul has this purpose in mind. Either he's already realized souls, or he just realized soul, or on the way to realization. They all have this duty to rekindle the memories of the other brothers and sisters about their purpose of coming back to the kingdom of God. Because that's the only purpose why we come here. How paradoxical it seems to you, it still is. It's still the only sole purpose of wanting to recognize the light So come into the darkness. The only purpose of coming to the darkness in this universe is just to recognize the light that we have. That's why we create this body by our own power of creativity to condense the matter together, become one piece like this. From our billions of units of energy, of different kind of intelligence and abilities to condense together, make it become a body like this, all concentrated, so that we have all the information, all the tools, all the abilities that we need in order to recognize ourselves. So everything boiled down to this. You come here so that you can go back. Isn't that stupid? Sounds stupid, but that's the only thing to do here and there or anywhere. Because we have been in heaven so long and we have everything we wanted. So we want to know what it is like about what we are having now and what we really are now. What is it? You know? What is mean heaven? Huh? So you have to go down to hell to get it. To say, oh, go, no, not this one. Now I know it. And okay, get me back quickly. Oh, that's what it is. Huh? But it sounds very paradoxical. But otherwise, can you imagine what else to do in the universe? Except coming up and down the ladder and play fool and then go back and recognize yourself and come down and, and suffer and come back again, huh? Otherwise, no creation exists. Nothing going on in the universe. Not even the moon, the stars, the heavenly bodies, the firmament, the earth, the planets, all these galaxies. Nothing ever come into being if we do not steer in our super consciousness the idea of wanting to know ourselves. Then nothing came into being and nothing necessarily exists at all. But so it is, as it is, that we have created, that we wanted to know, that we wanted to create. So that it has abundance, so that it became the universe, so that all things run according to our plan and our wish, so that we know that we have such tremendous power, that we create all this, and that we can even withhold and withdraw all this and go back to nothingness, go back to the bliss that it is, and nothing more. That is the time for the end of the creation, when all the minds, all the consciousness take a rest. That is the seventh day of God's creation. That is the day when all things come back to nothing. All things come back to where it belongs and be recreated again.
For me, Thanksgiving is a time, it happens every year, the Americans, so there's millions of Americans that take a day off, and it was for us Americans, it was last Thursday, and so I was on a plane coming to Thailand at that time, and I was really hit by the fact that this is the first true Thanksgiving I'm ever attending. I'm blown away by the fact that I'm here with you and all of the other Americans back in the United States were having a meal and praying to God and giving their their thanks for the blessings they'd received for the year. But I'm having a chance that no one in the, few people in the United States could ever appreciate, of being in front of the one and giving my thanks for pulling me out of the suffering, for helping me to understand that I was polluting my body for years with all the other things. So 48 years of struggle and looking for the truth, and to finally find it and have somebody share the truth with me and save my soul and take care of my family and give me a wife that can be a friend, and to let me be a monk right in my own home. My home is my ashram, and I thank you for all the blessings you've been giving me over these 7 years. My birthday was last week too. On November 20th, when you landed in the Philippines, it was my birthday present to hear about that. And thank you very much. And I had a chance to see the Gusi Awards on SMTV in Tokyo. So you have crossed all borders with SMTV. I think that's the greatest thing that's happened to our organization since it's started. And I can see from the results with the family from Iran, there are no more borders. You have broken the borders. I think the work with the computer has really paid off, and I'm so proud and happy to be part of this organization. And thank you so much for what you've done for me and for my wife. And you've given me such a blessing, so many blessings.
It's okay.
Thank you.
This is our Thanksgiving, okay? But we give thanks quietly in our heart by sitting here and thank God in our own way. It's better than killing turkeys and eating and drinking and making even more non-father babies or losing job or losing friends or losing neighbor over being drunk, you see? So this is our Thanksgiving, you see. Sometimes we make it at Christmas, sometimes we make it Buddha's birthday, sometimes we make a retreat on Thanksgiving. But we do quiet, we don't, because we don't celebrate the way all the other people do. We really thank God, and God knows it. We're not thanking God through the turkey, because I don't think the turkey speak better than human to God. So the poor turkeys, yeah. Anyway, it's good. It's good that you enjoy the Thanksgiving here quietly, the real Thanksgiving. Yeah, all right.
Thank you, Master.
Welcome. You know that already. I feel very rich all the time because I feel I'm given anything I need, and I'm never lacked of anything. Whereas you still feel like you're lacking something. Besides, how rich is rich? Huh? It depends on how you feel, right? Some people are very rich, or at least reasonably rich, but they never give anything to anyone. They never done anything good to anybody. They just keep all their money. I don't feel that person is very rich at all, because he doesn't enjoy the power of his possession. Whereas, whenever I give, I feel powerful. Wow, I have so much money, I can give, I can give, I can give. Do you understand me? Yes. I'm just saying that, but actually I don't feel that much power. But what I mean is, if you don't enjoy the power of your possession, then you are a very, very poor person, no matter how much money you have. On the contrary, if somebody who doesn't have so much money, but is always generous and kind and helping people, that person is very rich. His inside is very rich. Who can be more rich than that? You know, the more you share, the richer you feel. This should be the reason why you are given the money. I told you long ago, it's like a water tank, huh? You pump water into the tank so that the tank will distribute in the whole village or town, or maybe in your house at least. What's the good of the water tank to keep the water in there and don't give it to your house, so you can't even wash a vegetable, you can't even flush the bathroom? Is that a good water tank? No. And then that's all he has all the time. And the water will become bad and stagnant and maybe useless. And in turn also damage the tank. Yeah, make the tank smelly or rusty because of bad substance in the stagnant water. You capish? Yeah? Yes. The same, you see river, lot of water. It's given everywhere, yeah? To nourish the field, yeah? And to water the plants, and in turn the plants give fruit to the people, yeah? Trees give fruit to the people, plants give vegetable to people. That is the really good river, and that is the duty of the river, and that is a noble duty of a river. If the river just giving water all for himself and giving nothing, then what kind of river is that? Huh? Do you understand? Yeah. So God gave us some money or some power or some kind of ability for us to share it with others, to contribute it to the society. Yeah? Mm. You know why people like the round moon so much? Because it's like your perfection, huh? Yes. And today is the moon as the fullest of the whole year. So people in China, they're waiting the whole year for this day to eat the cake. Normally, we should sit outside, looking at the moon, enjoying the flowers, the fragrance, and eat the cakes and drink tea. Yeah, we still can do that. Yes, the moon is still not completely gone, huh? Is it still there? Yeah. Okay. So after you eat the cake, then you go out and look at the moon. Huh? It's too late now to go out and look at the moon, right? Yes. But never mind. You have the moon inside, huh? When you meditate, you see the moon sometimes. Yes? Yeah, the moon sometimes. A half moon, huh? Mm. In some tradition, people say that if you see the new moon, the new moon is only like this kind of shape, huh? Half of the round shape. And if you see the new moon, you can make a wish, and your wish will come true. Be careful what you wish, okay? Yeah. I don't know if they mean the outside moon or they mean the inside moon that when we meditate, we get, or we see, yes? In some level, right? Yes. At the third level, we would see the moon, yes? In some tradition, like Muslim tradition, you see the Ramadan, yes. Actually, it is said that you should not eat until you see the moon. Yeah, so you meditate until one of them see the moon at least, and then they celebrate. Well, if I adhere to this tradition and make you sit, meditate until one of you see the moon, then we can eat the cake, then I think we'll never have the cake. I will eat them all by myself. Lucky for you, I don't like to get fat. Yes? So you see the moon or you see the star, I don't care. I give it all to you to eat. Huh? And you lucky people, no? Yes. Yeah, lucky. Now I tell you the story, okay? Yeah. About the servant who loved his prayers. It's from Rumi. Everything from his poetry collection is good. At dawn, a certain rich man wanted to go to the steam bath. You know what steam bath is? You call it sauna. You go in there and they put hot steam into your cabinet, and you just stand in there and sweating it out. Okay? Or maybe they just have a hot bath, like a Turkish bath or maybe Japanese bathhouse. Like a swimming pool, but warm, and everybody go there, take a shower first, jump in, just like swimming pool. Every country have this kind of similar but a little bit different steam bath. At dawn, a certain rich man wanted to go to the steam bath. He woke his servant, Chinghai, saying, "Ho, get moving, get the basin and the towels and the clay for washing, and let's go to the bath." So, Chinghai immediately collected what was needed, and they set out side by side along the road. As they passed the mosque, the call to prayer sounded They have certain time to pray. You understand? 5 times a day the Muslim pray. So it happened that at dawn, this is one of the prayer time, probably the first prayer of the day. And the call for prayer sounded. Sankya loved his 5 times prayer. So he said to his master, "Please, master, rest on this bench for a while, that I may recite Surah 98, which begins like, 'You who treat your slave with kindness.'" So he sat on the bench outside while Sankar went in. The prayers were over, and the priest and all the worshippers had left, but Sankar remained inside. So the master waited and waited and waited. Finally, he yelled into the mosque, "Sankar, why don't you come out?" So Sankar said, "I can't. I don't know how." "This clever one won't let me. Have a little more patience. I hear you out there." 7 times the master called. 7 times he waited. And then he shouted again. And Sankar's reply was always the same. "Not yet. He won't let me come out yet." And the master said, "But no one in there except you. Everyone else has left. Who makes you sit still so long?" So the servant said, "The one who keeps me in here is the same one who keeps you out there." "The same one who will not let you in, that same one will not let me out." Now there's a comment from the author. It goes like this: "The ocean will not allow its fish out of itself, nor does it let land animals in. Where the subtle and delicate fish move, the land animal cannot come in." Yeah, may destroy the delicate fish or drown himself too. No? "The land creatures lumber along on the ground. No cleverness can change this. There is only one opener for the lock of these matters. Forget your figuring, forget yourself. Listen to your friend. When you become totally obedient to that one, you'll be free." Nice story. Except we are not the master in there. It is really some revealing things. I thought all the people in that land must have been all Muslim, but this so-called master is probably not. Eh? He sits next to the mosque, but he wouldn't go in. And his servant is the one who was so devoted. And when he's inside, probably he's too much, happy with the Lord that he dare even, answer back as his master say, "I'm still busy." And arguing with him, "The one that keeps me in here is the one who keeps you out there." Probably he means just like the fish and the animals, How can the land animals go into the ocean to play with the fish or to do the same thing with the fish? It is probably two separate categories altogether. This is old time, when the servant system is still very prominent and strong. And mostly the servant would never disobey his master. Otherwise he will risk punishment or be insulted elsewhere or something, even go to jail. And this servant because of his faith was so strong in Allah that he couldn't care less. When he's in the mosque, he meditates there, and probably he felt so good, so connected with the Lord. He might be one with the Lord, and he understood. And so he became like fearless, and that is the power of God. When you're contacted with it, you fear nothing. So the same with what I have shown you, yeah? The God power through the light and the sound. That is the representative of God, the light and the sound. That is God itself, different degree. Just like your feet, your knees, yeah, your stomach, your throat, your face, it's all yours, just different degree. So when you hear different sound and see different light, maybe from lower dimension or a little lower quality, then it's just the feet of the Lord, yeah, a lower part. But it's a one part of the Lord. And then you come up, 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 and then you will see the complete picture. Now, the light and the sound resides within you, and that is you. It's you, that you are listening to yourself and you're recognizing yourself. So the more you know this light and sound, the more you know the quality of God within you, the more you are detached from the physical body and all the things that belong to it and caused by it.
That was from poem. Why 7 times?
More than 7 times. Or maybe it's just 7 times, just by the way, it has nothing to do with how many times. What it means is he kept repeating, reject his master, just to show that he was so much deep in his prayers, yeah? He loved it so much to be one with God that he couldn't care less that his master was waiting outside. In the poem of Rumi, he used it as an excuse to write the poem, like a parable, Say, okay, oil and water don't mix. Even a slave who was so engrossed in his prayers and be one with God, and the one who has so much money and can afford the time and don't even step in, because some people are just not made for it. No matter what, they sit next to the mosque, it doesn't affect him at all. And the slave just had to be in there or he cannot live. You see what I mean? And once he's in there, not because he loves the prayers only, but maybe because he was so connected with Allah. So he's so reluctant to leave such a connection and go in there just to take a towel for an ordinary mortal. Not like he tried to do it to prove that he's good or he's pious or he's so tough or he's brave, anything like that. He's just so connected. Probably he meditates, very well in that time. So all he can do is answering. He cannot even move his body. Maybe his legs already no sense anymore. So it could happen like that. That he was sitting in prayer and he was deeply in samadhi, yeah? So his knees, his legs gave in on him. He cannot stand up. That's why he said the clever one wouldn't let me. Probably because he's so deep in samadhi, he cannot move his body yet. He did not do it on purpose. Only if you've been in samadhi like that, then you understand what I'm talking about. Some of you, right? To some certain degree. Sometimes half of your body is numb, sometimes the whole body. And you can see, you can hear, you can talk, but you cannot gain control of your body so quickly. So he must have been very in a deep samadhi, a deep state of trance. Because not all the Muslims are ordinary Muslim. Some are maybe master, or some even in form of a slave. Maybe he's gone into very high consciousness because he has been initiated by some enlightened Sufis. Among us also there are some of you are different position in the society, yeah? And sometimes you're working as a clerk or even cleaner in the hotel or anything, but you're high level and nobody even know. You are really virtuous and you're highly moral and you're highly elevated in spiritual splendor. Nobody would ever know. Because the real you is not the one who cleaned the floor. The real you is not the one who type on this computer every day. No, it's not the real you. So this slave could have been on a very highly elevated spiritual level, eh? Yeah, but his master would never know. I'm sure he treat him like a slave every day, and he don't care about that. He doesn't care how he's treated. He knows his value. I'm sure he even hide it from the master. It's just at that moment, somehow, it's not planned like that. Probably he was in there and so deep in his prayer and meditation that he could not move. I'm sure he would not do that on purpose, trying to annoy his master for no reason. And probably this is not the first time he went in the mosque anyway. It just happened that day that the master find out because they were together going to the bathhouse. See, this guy, he's a servant only and he's so brave, huh? So everybody should learn from him, actually. At that time, servant is nothing, you know? The master can kill you, can sell you, can punish you any way he wants. They treat servant at that time like a commodity, like a possession, you know, like a piece of paper or your shoes or your clothes or sometimes even less. Yes, they don't dare to damage their clothes, you know, because they want to wear it, but the servants sometimes they beat them up and treat them very badly, abusive. So for that guy to be so brave and answer back and forth to the master 7 times more like that, this is really something has been awakening him. So if the people in this world have this kind of bravery, I think we can all be saved and the planet will be safe.
Even though we are all equal, yeah, some of our brains individually are not the same. Yes? That's why, for example, some people learn quickly, some people learn slowly. Yeah? And so same goes with the spiritual memories. Yeah? Sometimes a brain is capable to extend into a little further into spiritual realm in order to record the vision and bring it back. Some brains are not able. But that doesn't mean you don't have vision. Anyone who are initiated into this Kuan method has light, has sound. That's why sometimes you wake up in the middle of the night or your husband kick you, you suddenly wake up in the room full of light and it lasts for a minute or so and then you know you've been somewhere. But you didn't know that. And if you were not kicked, awakened by a husband or son or whatever noise at that time, you would not know that you were in the light. Understand? Yes? Okay? And sometimes you wake up, it's not only in the light, but you wake up feeling the vibration of the Kuan Yin is still there, as if you have descended from somewhere. Or sometimes you feel you're dropped, you know, quickly, yes, and jerk you awake like that. This is the inner vision and the inner experiences that the mind could not always record it for you. Or the mind did record, but then when you wake up, you're busy, okay? You don't think about spiritual thing anymore. You have to do 1,000 things in the house and see thousands of people outside the house and your business and your kids and your husband, your mother-in-law, blah, blah, blah. Everybody demand your attention that you cannot even have time to enjoy what is recorded, okay? Just like you have a CD in the house, but you don't have time to play, then you cannot hear the songs, right? But nevertheless, if you see your life always improving, your love more expanded, your happiness is always, you know, greater and greater every day, that is spiritual fruit, okay? Then you know for sure that every night you travel with the master into a higher dimension, whether you remember or not. Or else, how does your personality change? How does your love grow like that? How does your wisdom even expand day by day, right? Okay. The times when you see is the time your brain, your attention is awake. That's when you see it. And the time you don't see, it means you are deep in sleep or samadhi, and when you come back, you don't remember. So even if you see now and again, know for sure that you see every day, okay? Even sometimes during sleep,
Most of the time you see vision and you go into higher dimension with the master during sleep, as I have just mentioned. Because during the day, even though you try to meditate, you sleep half of the time, or 2/3 of it, or you think of another 1/3 about every other things except the master or God or the holy names. And that's why even during meditations, many of us do not think they see the light, even though the light came. Or sometimes just a few seconds, yeah? You shook up like electric currents go through your body and then it's gone, because your attention is not 100% concentrated, yeah? But then during the night when you sleep, your mind, your active brain is restful, and then the master can help you to take you out quicker. Yeah? Okay. Nobody has no vision. Everybody has, believe me. Okay? Yeah.
I have another question related to the brain.
Yeah.
Is it possible that, I'm a university student, is it possible that all the information that I gather in my studies interferes with spiritual practice?
And sometimes it does. Sometimes it does. It's too much develop of the intellectual power. Sometimes take a toy on spiritual development. But that doesn't mean you cannot go, okay? You will have more benefit in the night when you sleep, more than when you meditate. Yes, but I have told you many times, the sure sign of spiritual progress is that your life changed every day. You experience miracle, yeah? You experience help in time of trouble, yeah? In time of emergency, you feel somebody's there. Somebody actually see the master is there. Somebody feels the master is there. Nevertheless, the master is there. Or your life always changes for better and better and better. Yeah, you're more loving, more tolerant, more wiser, yeah? More understanding. That's a sure sign of spiritual progress. That's a sure sign that you see the light somewhere in the sleep. Or when you are in samadhi, when you come back, you forget. After all, if you see the light in heaven, you go see the Father in heaven, and you come back still a lousy person, who wants that? See? So even if we forget the vision, but we have changed for a better life, that is the benefit. Huh? That's what we want. Yeah, we become a saint while living. Yeah, while stay alive, we can be a saintly person. So that's good. Some more question? Yeah, okay.
Thưa Sư Phụ, hiện nay nhân loại đang nỗ lực cố gắng để cứu hành tinh này, nhưng đến hạn định cho phép, sự nỗ lực đó chỉ đạt 40 đến 50% dân số thế giới ăn chay thay vì 80%, thì khi đó có cải biến được gì hay không?
Thì càng ăn chay nhiều càng tốt. Sư Phụ nói rằng 2/3 có nghĩa là 60 mấy %, chứ không phải 80%. 2/3 nhân loại ăn chay, và những người mà thật sự ăn chay và tu hành đó, họ có thể phát triển thêm những cái từ trường ăn chay nữa. Thí dụ như một người của quý vị ăn chay bây giờ đó, tức là bằng như là 1000 người khác ăn chay. Tức là một người trong quý vị ăn chay theo Sư Phụ tu hành phương pháp Quán Âm đó, có thể phát ra một cái từ trường tốt lành và cái đạo đức bằng như là 1000 người khác ăn chay như vậy. Thì trong lúc đó nếu mà 60 mấy % của nhân loại ăn chay nữa đó, thì tức là cộng vô được thì cũng tạm được cái thành 80-90%. Nếu mà mọi người chỉ ăn chay không, ăn chay không mà không tu hành như quý vị đó, thì tức là không có ảnh hưởng gì nhiều, tức là 60 mấy % không có đủ. Nhưng mà tại vì có những người tu hành Quán Âm và những vị tu hành khác, cao đẳng khác, cho nên cái sự ăn chay của họ sẽ giúp đỡ thêm, cũng như là mình tăng gia thêm cái thành phần ăn chay cho xã hội vậy. Thí dụ bây giờ họ ăn chay có 10 người ăn chay thôi, rồi thêm một người tu pháp Quán Âm của quý vị vô ăn chay với họ nữa là thành bao nhiêu, hiểu chưa? 1.011 người. Thành ra sư phụ mới nói rằng 2/3 ăn chay là cũng tạm đủ để mà cứu thế giới thôi. Nhưng mà nếu mà họ tiếp tục ăn chay như vậy thì càng ngày càng nhiều người ăn chay thêm thì dĩ nhiên thế giới sẽ được cứu hết. Còn nếu mà những người thế giới ăn chay ít quá đi thì dĩ nhiên cứu một phần nào thôi. Những người nào ăn chay làm lành đánh dữ thì được cứu vãn nhiều hơn, hoặc là thế giới được cứu vãn một phần nào đó, chứ không có hoàn toàn. Cảm ơn. Nỗ lực là ăn chay, thêm nhiều người ăn chay vô, nhờ những sự quảng bá trên truyền hình Vô Thượng Sư, nhờ những cái truyền đơn của quý vị phát rải trên khắp thế giới, nhờ những cái khoa học gia báo cáo về tình trạng nguy hiểm của địa cầu, nhờ những cái chương trình trồng cây và tiết kiệm năng lượng, nhờ những phát minh mới thì địa cầu của mình được thêm sự vững vàng. Như vậy mình thêm cái thời gian, mọi người có thể chuẩn bị tinh thần, có thể cải biến đời sống và có thể làm thêm những cái phát minh mới. Sự ăn chay rất là quan trọng. Đa số cái thời gian mà mình được tăng gia đó là nhờ cái sự ăn chay của nhiều người mới đó. Không phải ăn chay không mà cứu được thế giới, nhưng mà cái lòng của họ, tại sao họ ăn chay? Cái mục đích ăn chay của họ sẽ cứu thế giới. Tại sao cái mục đích? Tại vì họ nghĩ rằng họ ăn chay bây giờ họ sẽ cứu được thế giới. Họ cứu được mọi người và cứu được mọi vật. Cái lòng của họ đã quảng đại như vậy, lòng của họ cao thượng như vậy. Cái lòng cao thượng đó phát ra cái từ trường có thể tiếp giáp với cái từ trường của thiên đàng. Cho nên cái lực lượng của thiên đàng có thể mạnh mẽ hơn, nối tiếp với cái lực lượng của con người. Cho nên nhân loại được mạnh mẽ hơn. Cái từ trường cao thượng đó, cái từ trường mà tình thương bao la đó có thể phát ra để mà bảo vệ thế giới. Chứ không phải tại vì ăn chay mà bảo vệ thế giới. Hiểu rồi ha? Cho nên ăn chay vô cùng quan trọng, vô cùng quan trọng. Sư phụ hy vọng rằng một ngày nào đó mọi người đều hiểu cái sự vô cùng quan trọng này. Tại vì rất là cao thượng, tình thương rất là rộng lớn khi mình ăn chay. Cảm ơn quý vị.
Dear Master, there has been more wars, fighting, and natural disasters in the world. I am very sad and worried. What should we do other than meditating more? I love you very, very much. Please take care of yourself.
I love you too. More. I love you more. And please take care of yourself too. Love is the only solution. But most of people, they conceal their love inside their heart for fear of getting hurt or fear of the past experience that they had in encountering other peoples or other beings. So they withdraw their love. Otherwise, all of us were born with love. Love is the essence of our beings. But then when we are having collision, with other beings in this physical planet or universe, we became hurt or we became injured, either emotionally or physically or mentally, and then we keep remembering all this bad experience we harbor, all this kind of negative experience, and so we find it hard to open our love again to the world because we worry we get hurt or let down and things like that. The reason we have war and trouble with each other because we always live in the past. We should live like the animals. They live at the present time. They always at present. For example, like a dog, you just scold him, maybe smack his bottom or something, or a kid also. But then when you call him back and love them, he come wagging tails, or the kids come running to you right away. They will not remember what you did to him like a minute ago. So this is what we should actually live with, our lives with each other. But sadly, we mostly live in the past, with the memories. The past is always the past, and we bring it always into the present. And then the present, in turn, will influence our future, because the present will become the past again, and then we always remember all these unpleasant events, and we find it hard to be happy in the happiness at the present moment. Similar with our practice, just like most people, they live in the past all the time. Jesus that, Buddha this, on this saint, and they forget to become a saint or to become children of Jesus, to be on his level again. So we have to, the world has to forget the past all the time, at all time. Forget all the past hurt, forget all the bad events, and learn from them and grow from them like the flowers grow from bad, foul, smelly, filthy fertilizer, but blooms into a beautiful presentation for everyone to enjoy. And this is how we can stop war and fighting and struggle and trouble. But we are still in this world. We can speak like that, and we can maybe act like that among ourselves, because we are practitioners of peace. We can enjoy peace, and we know how to get in touch with peace at any moment of trouble or sadness. But most of the people of the world, they cannot do that. Therefore, even though we practice well, we still have to share the sorrow, the misunderstanding, the war, the trouble of the world at large. We just have to practice harder so that we have more influence, more noble atmosphere to generate outside to the world, and then people, maybe more and more people will follow us, and then we will have less and less war. That's the only solution. Thanks for questioning. It's a good question.
Master, how come sometimes we cannot get on well with certain people? For example, how come we can work well with one person but not with another?
Okay. This is because of several reasons. First one may be the past karma, bad karma with that person. Second, that person maybe carries too much negative power, and hence also unlucky attributes with him or herself. So if you are with that person, your luck will be taken away to some extent. I also work with many like that. Then if you are with that person, you will suddenly become very unlucky, one string of bad luck after another. And then you feel agitated all the time, and you feel angry sometimes with no reason or for small reason in the presence of that person.
Wow.
And whatever you tell him or her, she seems difficult to understand you. Or she understands but don't want to understand. And know it but don't want to do it, or don't want to cooperate. And just make things difficult. Because these people are more negative than positive. There are two kind of people in this world. One belongs to the positive side and one belongs to the negative side. The negative side people, sometimes they might be lucky in the world, but they will take luck from you also, whoever nearby. And their negative energy will cause you to be irritated, sometimes even sick, ill, gravely ill or mildly ill. It depends on how much negative power he or she carries and how much bad luck he or she will cause. That's why sometimes people do business with one person and become bankrupt, and do business with another person and become prosperous. In the ancient time, people choose wife and husband very carefully because of that. Yes. They go to the extreme, famous or good astrologer to match them to see if they are good for each other, everything like that. But it's difficult to find out until you live with each other or work with each other. Difficult, sometimes take a long time to realize that. Because you can't just think negative of anybody you know or seen. You just feel like, oh, today I don't feel good, that's why I'm angry, I'm sorry. And then you keep apologizing to even to that person all the time because you're angry with him or her.
Yes.
But it's not always your fault. The person looks like you're a victim, but in the real sense, you are the victim. You're victimized by their negative energy. But then they look like you are the aggressor, and you have to apologize all the time. Yeah, I'm telling you, I know all these things. It's not very good experience for me either.
Master, last conference, Master mentioned that initiations can cost Master a lot physically, mentally, and spiritually. And after the conference in April, we heard that there were to be no more initiations for a while. So we're wondering, could something serious have happened to Master that you needed to hold initiations? And is Master okay?
Yeah, I almost died the other day. And other things happen. It's not only that, but I was thinking the people who are initiated, the old initiated, should really consider their status, their luck, and to be serious practitioners, more wholesome, more saintly, more selfless. Not just go out and distribute charity to the disaster people the way I told them to or instructed them to, but have to be inside, really compassionate and holy and noble. Not just always asking for blessing from heaven or from the Master and initiate and then please heal me this, please marry my daughter, please find my ugly son a wife, nothing like that. Or using my photo for healing people and all that kind of thing. I was really thinking this group of people has to be more noble, has to think of a higher purpose, like want to know God, want to know yourself, want to become a saint, to benefit others, not just thinking of benefit yourself, especially material things, or like wanting to have my socks or my hat for blessing power or whatever it is. I really feel very discouraged by that. So I was needing a little bit time to digest all that too. And I just want them to reconsider also during that time that maybe I should better be more serious, okay? More wholesome.
Yes,
yeah.
Master.
The new one and the old one alike. But I allow initiation again already.
Oh, thank you, Master.
我真的不知道怎么办，这些就这样啊。魔网都造成这样子，所以你们赶快修行嘛啊！师父在不在这修行修，赶快他等一下上去，即使第一届也看到师父，第二、第三、第四届我都看到了，跟这边一样，不过就是简单看到，没有被那个限制，了解吗？一想就到了，不用签证，不用飞机，不用花钱，这个世界是上地狱一半，真的是这样，没什么好东西。我如果不是为了成就这些困难的人，我一秒不想留。
拜托师傅多留一下。
留有时候压力很大，懂不懂？连师傅也受不了，哇，有时候快爆炸了。
师傅，我们一定好好修行，不用报答您。
没有，不用报答，修行自己解脱就好了，报什么答？能报什么答？我不是要报答，就是想你们修行解脱嘛，自己自在、自由啊，快乐，就是师父高兴了。就像你们有小孩嘛哈，你们小孩快乐、高兴、自在，你也是很高兴的。
是
啊，根本不用他报答什么也 OK， 反正他健康、快乐哈，自由自在，让你们父母就很高兴。我心里是这样，一模一样。呀，因为这样子世界的人，师父才留下来这个世界，不然根本不用留。即使留这个世界，也不用工作这么累了，懂不懂？一个人的话需要多少嘛啊？反正吃饭什么都简单的，有一个山洞住就 OK 了。好了，那如果你们认为师父辛苦的话，你们回去要那个。努力奋斗一下哈，牺牲一下哈，为了成就别人嘿。
是，我们一定记住，一定记住。下次我们还来看您。
好，我也会有机会的。在这个世界是要尊重国家的法律。
是。
没有的话，我们也是更被限制，知道哈？更被限制。OK 了，乖乖了。
做弟子也得认真去做，做的越多，他的气氛越好。
对，所以我才说你们牺牲嘛， 就像我喜欢做的东西，我也放下来嘛，是为了大众，所以你们也是这样子，喜欢的东西也放下来，喜欢师父也要放下来，这样子才是真正的喜欢师父。OK， 好 ，Thank you， 听懂吗？